Hey friends, Laura here with Lay Low Wellness, and today's focus is going to be on the hips. This is something that we all seem to struggle with a little bit, a lot of sitting in our lives these days, and it can really cause not only tight hips, but some significant lower back pain. So opening the hips is a way to relax the back. Who doesn't want more of that? Let's get started. For today's practice, we are going to start in bound angle, or some people call it butterfly, some people call it cobbler's pose. It just means bringing the soles of your feet together, letting your knees drop out to the side. How far or close your feet are is really up to you, so you can take them in as close as you would like. And let's just take a moment to drop into the body. Let those knees kind of relax out to the side as much as we can. Let's tap into our breath by taking a nice deep breath, lengthening out through the spine. And then as we exhale, letting the shoulders and those knees drop toward the floor. Inhale, lengthen up through the spine. Exhale, soften through the hips and the shoulders. Inhale, bringing focus to your breath. Exhale, letting go of any other thoughts that are conflicting right now. Take a deep breath in. This time on your exhale, walk your hands maybe just a little bit further down your feet. Maybe you started at your ankles, maybe you started at the arches. Wherever you are, see if you can lean into it just a bit more. Our goal is to open the hips, so we don't want to round down through the spine too much. Let's keep the chest lifted as we draw ourselves in just a bit closer, using those hands as leverage. If it helps, as you breathe in, just imagine that breath coming right into each hip joint and creating a little more space for you so that as you exhale, the hips can open just a little bit more. And go ahead and walk yourself up and away from those feet. We're going to extend out through the right leg, cross over through the left leg, and take a deep breath up, reaching out. And as you exhale, let's drop the left hand behind us and the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Maybe you push it open, maybe you drop that hand down the thigh. Half Lord of the Fishes. Take a little look over your left shoulder. And then let's bring the chest to face our feet. Bring your hands behind you, maybe tenting the fingers. Doesn't really matter which direction you place those fingers, whichever feels best to you. And we want to cross this left ankle over the right knee and start to bring the right foot down. Now maybe the toes pop up. Maybe you set the foot flat. I find I get more stretch if I sort of walk my tushy towards my toes once I'm in position. Nice deep stretch. Let yourself breathe through it. Sitting nice and long again through the spine. Exhale, letting that hip open just a little bit more. Nice work. Let's go ahead and release that leg down. And now we're going to cross the right foot over the left leg. Just put it right outside your knee. Take that big deep breath up. Drop your right hand to the floor, left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Give it a little push. And if it feels good, you can drop the hand down the leg and take a look over your shoulder. Sitting up tall for that half Lord of the Fishes. And then we turn and face our toes. Let that left ankle sit just above the right knee. We're going to bring the right ankle rather above the left knee. And then walk that tushy in a little closer. It does help if you just move this just a little bit side to side. See how that's feeling for you. And then we slowly bring that leg off. Let's bring the knees behind us now. Move into a tabletop position. Hands right underneath the shoulders, keeping your fingers spread wide so you can see the mat between your fingers. Our knees are directly under our hips. We're going to pick this right foot up and just step it to the outside of your right hand. Angle your toes out at a 45 and then begin to walk the hands forward slightly to open up this left hip. If you'd like, you can always pop up on the left toes, continuing to let the right knee drop out to the side. If you want even more, you can come down to the knee, take your right hand, just place it on the inside of that right thigh and give it a little assist to open the stretch a bit more. Maybe you stay in that long leg if you want to add a little bit of power into your movement today. Let's bring both hands right underneath the shoulders. Walk the hands back, return to your tabletop. And then step out with the left foot, turning the toes out, a little bit of an angle here. And then walk the hands forward just by a few inches and allow the right hip to begin to sink down toward the floor. You're on the outer edge of your left foot. Same options, you can extend your leg. Maybe you bring that hand to the inside of the thigh and look up, maybe the knees up, maybe the knees down. I find if I want to give that extra assist, I get more hip opening if I keep that right knee down on the ground. And then we bring the hand down to the floor, knee under the hips, walk the hands back to return to table. Make sure you've got that nice wide spread here through the fingers. Tuck your toes under, lift the hips high, coming into a downward facing dog. Let your shoulders slide towards your hips, lengthen out through the spine. Maybe you can bend the knees a little bit here. We're not going to be here for long. Inhale, lift that left leg high, bend the left knee and turn the knee out to the side. Lower yourself down to the floor and let that knee slide out to the side. Coming down onto your elbows. So your arms are in a Sphinx pose and your body's in that half frog. This is one of the best ways to release the lower back. Our goal is to see if we can bring that knee straight out from the hip and keep the knee at a right angle. Your right knee should be pointing straight down to the ground. Let's take one more breath here. And then walk the hands up one at a time under the shoulders. Return to your down dog. Inhale and lift the right leg high. Bend the right knee. Turn the right knee out to the side. Lower yourself down to the floor. And then come down onto those elbows. Half frog on the other side. Watch out for your shoulders shooting up into your ears here. We want to keep long through the neck so we don't build too much pressure in the neck. We don't want to trade tight hips for tight shoulders. See if you can get that entire inside of your right foot resting on the floor. One final breath here. Walk the hands up one at a time. Tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. And slowly begin to walk your feet toward the top of the mat and then begin to take them wide. Toes out, heels in. How much space there is between your feet right now really depends on your personal hip mobility. We're going to start right here in a high squat, pushing those knees out a little wider. And you can stay there or you can drop all the way down into Malasana. Maybe the hands come to heart center to push the knees a little wider. This is also a great place to use your block to give you a little bit more support while still being able to open the hips nice and wide. Let's take 3 breaths here. Every breath sending that A little air bubble into your hip socket, creating some space. So as you exhale, you can take the hips a little bit wider. The floor is right there. Let yourself sit down. Let's bring the feet side by side and begin to slowly roll your way down to the floor. And take your arms out wide like the letter T. Palms are down. We're going to bring our feet out to the edges of the mat. Knees pointing straight up to the ceiling. And then gradually begin to windshield wiper the legs side to side, releasing your low back. And this is some nice, almost passive hip mobility. Let's allow the knees to fall to the left and pause right here. You can stay right here and just let gravity pull those knees toward the floor. If you'd like a little bit more stretch, you can take your left ankle to the outside of the right leg. If you want a little more twist, turn your head and look over the right fingertips. These are options. You don't have to take them. You can stay in that original position. And if your head is turned to the side, bring it back to neutral. If you place that ankle on the outside of the right leg, take it off. Let's bring the knees back up to the center and go back into that windshield wiper side to side. And then let the knees stay to the right. Same options. Turn the head if you'd like. Take the right ankle on the outside of the left knee if you'd like. You might find that one side stretches and opens more easily than the other. That's pretty normal. Double check that both of your shoulders are still flat on the ground. Let's take one more breath here. And if your head is turned to the side, bring it back to neutral. If you placed the ankle on the outside of the knee, remove it. Bring both knees up to the center. Take a couple more windshield wipers here. And then we pause here in the center. Bring both knees into the chest, hands on top of those knees. Take a little rock side to side. We're just going to aid that lower back in releasing. Letting gravity and the floor give you a little bit of a back massage. Let's take a big circle around with those knees. If there's any spot that feels a little sore or tight, just pause on that spot, or you can rock on it and let the floor work that tightness out. Let's take those circles the other way. And then we come back to center. Take a deep breath, deep enough that your lower belly pushes your thighs out a little bit. Exhale as you draw the knees in. And let your feet come all the way down to the edges of the mat. Knees fall together, arms relax to the floor. Take a breath here in restorative pose. If it feels good, you can let your eyes close. And take a quick check-in with your body, starting at the crown of the head. Feel yourself begin to relax down through your face and your neck, all the way down into your shoulders, right through your arms. Notice the rise and fall of your chest. And let your lower back and your hips relax into the floor. Soften all the way down the legs, right through your toes. And give yourself the gift of 5 deep, slow breaths, putting a little pause in your day. And start to bring some awareness back to your fingers and your toes, gradually making your way up to a seated position. Letting your chin drop to the chest and just gradually sliding your chin and your ears side to side and taking a pause in the center. Blink your eyes open. Let's take one big deep breath out and up together. Exhale, bringing our hands to heart center. May you have peace in your thoughts, kindness in your words, and hope in your hearts, from my heart to yours. Namaste. I hope you enjoyed today's practice and loosened up those tight hips just a little bit. Please make sure you comment, subscribe, and like, and pass this video on to anybody that you think might be able to benefit from it. If you would like some more tips and hacks on how to integrate wellness into your everyday life, please come visit me at laylowellness.com.